President, I congratulate Switzerland on assuming the presidency of the Security Council for this month, and I thank Slovenia for its work as the presidency of last month. I thank France for requesting this emergency meeting. I also thank Secretary General Guterres for his briefing. On this occasion, I would like to reiterate China's resolute support for the SG for his work and oppose the groundless accusations of Israel against him. President, over the past 2 weeks, the situation in the Middle East, in particular in Lebanon, has taken a sharp turn for the worse. Following the remotely operated and simultaneous detonation of thousands of communications devices in Lebanon, Israel carried out several rounds of large-scale airstrikes in southern and eastern Lebanon. Yesterday, Israel launched ground offensive and military incursion into Lebanon. Israel also launched intensive airstrikes against Syria. Iran has also concluded a series of military attacks on the military and security targets in Israel and sent correspondence to the Security Council explaining its position. China is deeply concerned and extremely worried about the current grave situation and the prospect for further developments. We call for effective respect for the sovereignty, security, and territorial integrity of all states. We reiterate our opposition to all acts that violate the basic norms of international relations and condemn all violence and attacks against civilians. We share the position of the United Nations that any Israeli crossing into Lebanon violates the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Lebanon and contravenes the provisions of the Security Council Resolution 1701. Since last October, the cycle of violent conflict has been repeating itself in the Middle East. Israel, in total disregard for the call of the international community for an immediate ceasefire, single-mindedly advances its military operations, resulting in the projection and expansion of the conflict. At present, an all-out war is on the verge of breaking out. At this critical juncture, any inflammatory statements and provocative actions are extremely dangerous and could easily lead to miscalculations and chain reactions, escalate the situation, or even make it completely out of control. We urge all parties, in particular Israel, to exercise restraint and refrain from any action that could lead to further escalation of the situation. President, the conflict has caused an unprecedented humanitarian disaster. As we have seen, Gaza has become an inferno on earth, while in Lebanon there has been a great deal of destruction of civilian facilities, thousands of casualties, and more than 1 million people displaced from their homes, including a large number of Palestinian refugees. We call on all parties to the conflict to respect the red lines of international humanitarian law and to protect civilians. We support the efforts of the UN humanitarian system to take urgent action to ease the humanitarian situation in Palestine and Lebanon. China reiterates the importance of respecting the neutrality of UNIFIL and of effectively ensuring the safety and security of the peacekeepers. United Nations assets and personnel should not be the target of armed attacks. President, the Security Council bears an important responsibility for the maintenance of international peace and security. Under the current circumstances, the Council must act urgently and be united in making demands clearly and unequivocally that an immediate ceasefire must be established in Gaza. The de-escalation of the violence must be stopped, and the de-escalation of the Lebanese and Israeli situation must be advanced. The cycle of violence must be halted. Every effort must be made to prevent the spread of the fighting, and the parties concerned must be pushed to return to the track of political and diplomatic solutions. Any rhetorics that appease and allow further military adventurism will send out wrong signals and may cause serious consequences. We hope that major countries with important influence will adopt a sincere and responsible attitude and earnestly play a more constructive role and avoid further turmoil of the situation. I thank you, President.